They pull me out the back of the car. I'm bleeding like a motherfucker. The two girls who were end up being my cousins, screaming, crying. They throw me on the ground, strip me naked, underwear, everything.
Bleeding.
Everything. I'm saying, what the fuck is y'all doing? Where's the ambulance? Like, why the fuck is y'all? I'm talking my underwear, everything. So, a fire truck came, and then not an ambulance, but a fire truck ambulance, I guess. They throw me in that. They're like, look, they doing ballistic tests. He said, listen, you just had a gun, you just shot it. I said, no. They was like, no, we just got a call. And I said, no, he shot me. You know, say like, like in the moment, right then and there, I did say that. I said,
you said guy shot you.
Yeah, of course,
because
they said that guy said I had a gun and I brandished the gun to him. This was in the moment of me being shot, bleeding, and they're doing ballistics tests in that moment. All right. So, but again, remember the first call he called and already established that he shot me. So let me move on. Once all that took place, all right, and you know, I'm out the hospital and everything, you know, none of that counts. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
None of that counts because you got to go through a grand jury. Just let me talk.
I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah, you got to go through a grand jury, right? A grand jury, and you got to go through and then if it goes to trial, then you can take the stand and go to trial. These are the two procedures, and that's a statement.
Yeah.
That's a statement, and that statement was made personally because that was some family shit, and you know what I'm saying. And Guy already said he shot me, and then he's telling the police basically that I branched the gun. That's why he shot me. So he established that story when they came and got me. When I was in the ambulance. All right. So we moving on because
hold on. Let me stop you. At this time, was you living in Atlanta?
Yep, I was. Yeah.
So you flew up not to go to your mother's funeral?
I flew up to go to my mother's funeral.
But you said you wasn't going to go to the funeral.
I went to the wake.
Okay.
I seen my mother's wake, and I just said I didn't want to go to the funeral because I didn't want.
Did you have?
Hold on. Let me answer the question.
Yeah, okay.
Because I didn't want the problems at my mother's funeral.
Okay.
That's why I said
which is understandable.
But of course I would want to go to my mother.
Okay.
You would want to go to your
of course. I just want to clarify that because
that's crazy.
So you went to did you have your own private viewing to see your mother because you was beefing with her?
That was the wake the day before.
Yeah. Okay.
Once I didn't want. I wanted my own private viewing, of course. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to be around because there was some family issues with the guy and his mother and some shit that I'm not going to talk about.
Right.
So I decided that I'm not going to have this crazy shit around her service. So I'm going to come in before everybody, sat there about an hour and a half with my mother alone at the wake, and that was it.
Paid your respects. All right.
That was it.
All right, so now you said something about it don't count.
It don't. Because of the circumstances.
He got arrested. That counts?
He got arrested because he shot on a dwelling with every other white person out there. If he got arrested, it was because he already established he shot me. Remember, listen.
I'm listening.
And you're shocked. If he calls and established that he already shot me, right? Whether I say anything or not, it was going to take him anyways.
So why say something? You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything.
Okay, hold up. That was my decision to say it because I felt when the police was saying that I felt like he was snitching on me saying, and he made it up because I didn't have no gun. But hold on, you asking me, but that's how I felt.
Right.
That's how you might see it different.
Right.
That's how I felt, and I stand on that. Now, where the snitching comes in is that I went to the grand jury. Grand jury, we know what a grand jury is, right?
We know what a grand jury is.
Okay. When you sit in front of the jury and they ask me, did you see who shot? And I don't see. But you said, I don't know what I said. I was dizzy. I was fucked up. I was leaking bullets. And they was telling me a bunch of stuff that he was saying about me. But I didn't see who shot me. Okay. Walked out the grand jury. That's taken. Benzino doesn't see who shot him. No, I don't know who shot me. All right. Now we go to court. It's in trial now. This is months later. They tell me if I don't come, they're going to hold me in contempt and lock me up. I said, I'll come. Went to the court, sat on the stand. He's sitting right there.
Right.
Do you see who shot me? No, I didn't see who shot me. Walked out the court. Like the problem with the internet is a lot of motherfuckers don't have the comprehension of like an 8th grader.
Okay.
And I know, hold on, a lot of people. So they don't comprehend the fact that like none of that shit counts The snitching counts as if your shit got him time.
I
did. Hold on.
All right,
Guy did 16 months because there was 7 other white people who was there on the highway who said he shot. He got locked up for shooting in a dwelling. If I snitched on Guy, doesn't it make sense to say that his charge would have been, if he shot me under the belt, it would have been assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. If he shot me over, which he did, it would have been attempted murder.
Right.
He went to jail for 16 months.
But was
he for 16 months?
Was he charged with attempted murder? Because he was charged with attempted murder.
No, he didn't.
He charged with. He beat that charge at trial. He was charged with
the charge because I didn't snitch on him.
Right.
Obviously. But it doesn't matter what I did. He beat. If I sat there on the stand.
Listen. We can have a conversation, or we can keep arguing. You said something.
Arguing.
Right.
I'm standing on what I said.
Okay.
It don't matter how you feel about what I did.
Right. So you got to give me. You got to give me a chance to say what I got to say too. You can't talk the whole time. Like I gave you a chance too.
Go ahead.
So what I'm saying to you is, regardless of what he said, right? Does that mean you got to corroborate what he says?
Be more specific.
Regardless
of what?
Regardless of what he say.
Guy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Does that mean
when you say regardless of what he said?
Regardless of what Guy says,
what did he say?
If you saying that Guy told the police that he shot you,
what I'm saying.
Okay.
When you read the paperwork, you're gonna see he made the call and instead see.
Okay.
But that's the main part. That's the part that you didn't know and nobody else didn't. So at least now you know. So if you know that, doesn't that make sense to say, well, if Guy called and say that I shot
regardless, listen to what I'm saying. Regardless of what he say, that don't mean you have to corroborate.
I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want.
So
I stand on what I said.
Are we changing the rules? Is that considered?
What's the rules?
Is that considered telling? If you say somebody did anything to you, that's not considered telling.
Listen, we all gonna have opinions on what's telling. Listen, hold on. My opinion is that when you go to the grand jury and say, no, I didn't see who shot him, when I sat on the stand and said, no, I don't see who shot him, then that means that I didn't snitch. If I would have done that, he would have did 15. Easily.
Okay.
He already admitted to shooting me. Listen, he got 16 months. You get 16 months for shooting a nigga on Route 3 in broad daylight?
Not if you can get convicted of attempted murder.
Why didn't he get convicted? Because the one witness was me who said, I don't know who shot me. There was people who said he shot him.
He got charged with it, though. He got charged with it.
It don't matter what he got charged with. He already admitted it. The charge came from his admittance to shooting me.
Regardless of what he said. When you made the statement, you didn't know he said that. The police told you he said that.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point. I said you didn't know he said that. You heard that from the police.
It doesn't matter. It don't matter. He already said. No, the police told me.
Yeah, the police told you. You don't know if that's true. Police don't lie.
But they was right. He did.
I'm saying to you, at that point, you didn't know whether they're lying or not.
So let me ask you a question. So he called first, right, and said he shot me, right? What does that mean? What does that mean? That don't mean nothing?
Yeah, that means something.
What does that mean? Tell me what that means. No.
But is Guy in the streets?
What? Explain to me what that means if a nigga calls.
Is Guy?
Is what?
Is Guy in the streets?
What you mean is he in the streets?
Is he in the streets?
We all in the streets. Everybody with a gun is in the streets.
Is he? But he's a civilian, a licensed carrier.
Civilian.
I'm asking you your point of view. I don't know. I'm asking you.
Ask him.
All right.
Ask him that.
From my understanding, I don't think Guy was in the streets. From my understanding,
it don't matter.
It don't matter what I think, right? It don't matter. But it don't. But what I'm saying to you is, okay, you can't. You saying it don't. When you're in okay. From my point of view, this is what I'm gonna say. I feel like you made a statement.
Okay.
You felt like you made a statement. Maybe you made a mistake, but you felt like it wasn't.
I didn't make a mistake.
Okay. You tried to correct it. So you would have did it again.
I would have did it again.
You would have told on him again.
If a nigga saying that I shot him, right?
But
hold on. If it was the same circumstance, if my nephew, right, that me and him has some shit going on, says that the reason why he shot me was because I pulled the gun and was ready to shoot him and already said that he shot me, and then I was in that position where I'm leaking blood and they're saying, and I'm thinking that they getting ready, like, no, that's not how it happened. So once that was established, he was gonna get locked up anyway for shooting me on a highway. I said, that doesn't matter, that don't matter. Where it counts is when you go in front of the grand jury. When it counts is when you're going like on that stand. And I said I didn't know who shot me. If I didn't do that, guy would have easily did 15 years. Easily. 10 at least. Easily. He didn't. So look, that's my story. If that's how you feel, listen, that's how you feel, okay. And then we can't change it. I don't know what else. I don't know. I don't know what else because I'm not on trial now.
You're not. You're not on trial.
So what else are we talking about?
You're not on trial. So what I'm saying to you is snitching an opinion or a fact?
Is it your fact or is it an opinion? Which
I'm
one?
asking you.
I'm asking you.
Do you feel like
what's a fact and an opinion? Which one is it? Is it a fact? No, because I didn't snitch on them. Okay. Is it an opinion? Everybody can have an opinion. Okay. Opinions like assholes. Everybody got one. Right.
Everybody got one.
I'm saying? But that don't mean nothing to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No.
So, okay, so you saying God, you don't know if Guy's in the streets. Whatever. He may be a civilian or not. He called the police. But what I'm saying, that don't matter. What I'm saying to you is that okay, you're right. That right.
We talking about the case and thing.
But it's involving Guy.
Listen, I'm not here on trial. Like
you're right. You're not
Guy up here and talk all. I'm not talking if Guy was a civilian.
Okay, but you're saying, but you made a statement of what Guy said, right?
Exactly.
So that I'm going off of that. You said what he said, right, to the police. What I'm saying is,
he said he shot me.
Right. You said what he said. What I'm saying to you is, you don't have to corroborate that. They could say whatever. I know you shot, but they don't have. Where's the gun? They don't have no proof that you got a gun.
I'm saying the circumstances happened. I did, and I don't know. You know what else? What else is it?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Maybe you want to answer this or not. I don't know. Is the real question is, why would your nephew shoot you?
Bro,
you don't want to answer that?
We're not. Come on.
Okay.
Listen, bro. Like we come.
Do you want to? Okay.
I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk. We could just end it. I won't talk about all that, bro. Because it's not gonna. It ain't. This is not what I come for.
Okay,
bro.
so
I'm not going to do it.
All right. So, do you want to squash with your nephew?
Squash.
You wish you could speak to your nephew? Because I seen you. Say
you know what? That's a good question. That's a fair question. Like, it's hard going through shit with family. It's hard going through shit with family. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants that. Like, that wasn't how it was supposed to go, but it happened. It's in the past. We moved on. Again, he didn't do no real time for that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He did time because he shot on a highway. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Not through me. I didn't take the stand. If I would have did that, then he would have went away a long time. And then everything, I'm a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, then I'm a snitch. I'm not a snitch. I never snitched. Yeah. He made statements first, admitted he shot me first, told them that I had a gun first. So when Guy did that, right? Was that snitching? What was that when a guy did that? What was that?
I don't think Guy should have did that, but
No. Was that snitching is what I'm asking you. Is that corroborating and snitching on with the police? Is it?
Yeah, Guy might have did some telling, but Guy.
No.
Okay, hold on.
Just hold up, but just like I answered your question. Is it snitching if Guy?
You said Guy's not on trial, man.
I'm not on trial either. This shit's over with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
you act like you on trial.